Last time on No Match MDs, I talked about how snail mail worked to contact medical society legislative council members. State-by-state licensing to retain these untrained doctors is quite a challenge. It requires the interest and enthusiasm of state medical societies to bring proposed legislation to their state legislatures. They have to proceed through the lengthy legislative process to enact changes to their existing licensing statutes. Imagine this process for each of the 50 states. What are the numbers we're talking about for unmatched doctor grads? Well, there were more than 8,640 unmatched doctors on March 18th, 2016 alone. There were more than 40,000 unmatched doctors over the last 5 years. Well, let's talk about unmatched doctor grads, an estimate by state for 2016 alone. Based on the percentage of population for California, their estimate for unmatched doctors is 1,037. Florida, 536 unmatched doctors. New York, 527 unmatched doctors. And Texas, 734 unmatched doctors. These are all estimates based on their percent of the number of unmatched grads. These unmatched doctor graduates are fully qualified and have met all the requirements set by the National Resident Matching Program, which is otherwise known as NRMP. And they had to fulfill all these requirements to be eligible to participate in the national match. They have obtained their MD degrees and passed all required exams, such as USMLE Parts Step 1 and Step 2. There are just not enough residency slots available to meet the increased demand. In order to preserve these unmatched doctors until the supply of residency slots increases, each state would have to pass new legislation. Medical licensure is legislated state by state. This legislation would allow these grads to work under supervision in qualified settings, which is essentially what residency allows: work under supervision in a qualified program. If given the opportunity for meaningful work and service to the community, these unmatched grads could reapply for residency as the numbers of residency slots increase. The result: preservation of fully qualified doctors while addressing the impending doctor shortage in the next decade. 3 states have passed this legislation so far: Arkansas, Kansas, and Missouri. Arkansas Graduate Registered Physician Act applies to an individual who is a resident of Arkansas. Kansas passed a special license which applies to graduates of the University of Kansas School of Medicine. Missouri passed legislation for assistant physician, which is open to U.S. residents. State-by-state legislation could generate its own set of problems while trying to ameliorate this crisis situation. Arkansas and Kansas have prevented a huge influx of desperate unmatched doctors flocking into their states by gearing legislation for their own state residents, graduates. Missouri could be the recipient of this influx. Just think of all the time, effort, and money which this state-by-state legislation would entail. Why haven't the AMA and the ACGME, known as the Accreditation Council for Graduate Medical Education, acted to correct this travesty on a national level? Please share this blog with your colleagues and legislators. Let's get a wave of enthusiasm to correct this problem.